the heading up volume indicator, which is available for various platforms on the TradingFinder website. From this section, you can download the indicator file for MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5 platforms and run it on your chart. Additionally, traders can read this page to learn about how the indicator works and its functionality. From the Navigator section, select the indicator file and drag it onto the chart to run the indicator. Once the indicator is loaded onto the chart, a histogram window will appear at the bottom of the chart. The heading up volume indicator is a specialized tool for traders who use volume to conduct their analysis on the chart. This indicator provides traders with more advanced analysis by displaying histogram bars in different colors. Additionally, in the histogram window, we can see two moving average lines as well as the standard deviation, allowing us to perform more specialized analysis on the chart based on them. In the Settings section, under the Input tab, there are options available to us. In the first section, we can set the number of candles displayed on the chart, which is set to 2000 by default. And if we set this section to 0, it will display all the candles on the chart. The next option relates to the number of candles that are used recursively, which is a specific time range considered for calculations. In the next section, we can enable or disable the display of the trading symbol in the upper right corner. In the following option, we can change the size of the input and select the desired size. In the next section, we can also change the color of the trading symbol to any color we want. In the following section, we can enable or disable the display of the remaining time until the current candle closes. By default, this is enabled, and in this section, you can see the remaining time until the candle closes. In the next option, we can set the size of this value. And finally, we can also change the color of this section to any color we like. In the next section, we can enable or disable the display of the current candle's volume, depending on whether we want it to be shown or not. We can change the size of the volume value, and we can also choose any color we want for its display. In the next section, we can select the period of the moving average that is applied to the volume, which is set to 20 by default. As you can see here, we can also enable or disable the display of the moving average. In the next section, there are the standard deviation settings where we can set the period for the standard deviation calculations. The next option provides a factor or multiplier for the standard deviation, as well as the threshold that is applied to it. In the following option, we can enable or disable the display of the standard deviation. The next section is related to showing or hiding the moving average on the price chart, where we can enable or disable this feature, which is disabled by default. In the next option, we can set the period for the moving average, and finally, we can change the color of the moving average to any color we like. In the next section, there is the option to show or hide the standard deviation on the chart. We can set its period, and finally, we can also change the color of the standard deviation. In the color section, we can choose the color of each histogram bar to our liking. The first option lets us set the color for the lowest volume candle, which will be displayed on the chart using this color. The next option is for the color used when the volume of the candle is less than the previous candle. The next option is for the volume of a candle that is less than the two previous candles, and it will be displayed in this color. In the following option, we can set the color for the volume of a candle that is higher than the previous candle. This color is displayed when a candle with high volume forms, which indicates the end of a trend and a possible trend reversal. You can see its bars here. This color corresponds to the situation where the candle's volume is high, but less than the previous peak volume candle. This indicates a decrease in trader activity and a possible weakening of the trend, and we can change its color here. The next section is related to the color of the standard deviation line. And in the following color option, we can set the color for the moving average line, which we can change here to any color we like. We can also set the size of each bar here. We can choose their style as well. Traders can use this histogram to predict price trends, conduct their own analyses, and examine the price trend based on the colors. For example, here 2 bars with very high volume are shown, and after that a bar with this color is displayed, which indicates a possible trend reversal. In this short movement leg, we can see that this candlestick has been displayed for us, and after that the price experienced a very small correction here. We can also see in other situations, for example here, a candlestick with very high volume, and after that we see that the market trend has changed. By observing these types of candlesticks and this color, it is likely that our price trend will reverse and change. And also, based on whether the moving average is upward or downward, we can predict the price trend. Here we can see the color of the candlesticks and their volume, which is decreasing, and also the moving average and standard deviation are both declining. Or in this section where it is increasing, we can see that the moving average and standard deviation are also rising. And here we can see the histogram bars, which have been recorded with very high volume. Alright friends, we reached the end of the tutorial for this indicator. We'd be happy if you share your comments and suggestions with us in the comment section.